Hey, what's going on, everyone? In this video, we're going to show the super quick sign up workflow for how you get going with TinyTalk, as well as a quick overview and narration of the onboarding guide that you'll see when you first log in. So if you've already got TinyTalk, which you can download for free on either the Apple App Store or Android Google Play Store, you can go ahead and log in if you've already created an account. But if this is your first time using the app, go ahead and click sign up. And it's real simple. Basically, it's just going to ask you for your first and last name. You can always change these things later too. Your birthday, upload a profile photo, and here you can either take a picture using your camera or you can upload one from your camera gallery. And then punch in your mobile number. And after you've put in your mobile number, you're going to get a text message from TinyTalk giving you that sort of one-time password verification. Punch that in here and you're good to go. Now, if you've been invited to join TinyTalk from a friend or a coworker or a classmate, you might see a screen here that's inviting you to join a channel. The basic idea here is that if you use a specific dynamic link from certain other users, you're going to see this view here, and you can either join that channel or you can join it later as well. We'll go ahead and just skip that for the moment. And get going on the actual onboarding guide. So what you're seeing here is this super slick, very quick little onboarding tutorial. And for the next minute or two, we're just going to run through sort of the basic ideas of the app as a whole, just so you get a sense for how the app works. So let's get going. First thing here is basically we're building the app from the ground up. So imagine this little canvas here is sort of the entire TinyTalk app, and we're just kind of orienting to the buttons and how they all work. Up top, you've got the ability to add some friends. Definitely recommend adding some friends when you first join. And the way this works is basically you give TinyTalk access to your contacts, then you can easily invite people. As a very important side note, the TinyTalk team is not at all focused on harvesting personal contact data to build a separate contact directory or trying to sell your data or anything like that. So rest assured that the only way the contact data is being used is for the very specific functionality that the app sort of requires to make it an awesome experience. Down here in the bottom left, you're going to see this little stack. And what this is essentially just a stack of cards. Each of these represents one of your personal contacts that's in your phone book. So you might see a picture and a name. And these are just the people that you already know. What you can do here is you can drag and drop them or tap these buttons here to sort people into different contact groups. And examples of those might be friends and family, work, or you could block folks. Don't worry, nobody will ever know if you block them, so no pressure there. And the other thing that's interesting here is that you can customize these things. So if those groups don't work for you, you can go into settings and change those groups as well. You can also recategorize people in the future. And now the reason you might want to sort people into these groups is that if we jump ahead one, when you go ahead and initiate a TinyTalk, which is this big blue button, you can either tap it or long press it. And you get here basically by pushing this little crown anytime. When you go ahead and initiate a TinyTalk, you can actually initiate it according to the group that you've sorted people into. So say that I want to chat with a friend. You could just choose that group if you press and hold this middle button. Or maybe you just want to chat with someone in one of your channels. You can do that too. On the flip side, when you get an invite to join a TinyTalk, if you've sorted folks into those different groups, then you'll have a much better idea of who the person initiating and inviting you to join a TinyTalk is. So a little bit more information, definitely worth doing. Now, channels are a super important concept in TinyTalk. You can easily create them by going down into this settings menu, which we'll go into here in just a second. Channels are great for things like your team at work or your friends from college, or if you're in school now, a good way to meet people in your class, volunteer groups, etc. Ordinarily, when you're in TinyTalk, in order to match with someone, you have to have sorted them into a group, and they have to sorted you into a group so that you're both eligible to connect. In channels, though, anybody in the same channel as you is someone that you're eligible to connect with if you tap this button to have a one-off TinyTalk with those people. And the last key concept here is happy hours. So up top, when you're on this main screen, if you press this little crown button, you'll see up top a bunch of different happy hours that you've been invited to join. And the basic idea here is, whereas a Tiny Talk is a random 7-minute one-on-one video chat with other people that you already know, your friends, family, whatever, Tiny Talk happy hours are basically a series of back-to-back one-on-one video chats with anyone either in your personal contact book or in your channel. So for example, if at work, say you're on a team of 15 people, maybe everyone's working remotely or sort of distributed around the world now with all the crazy pandemic stuff. Imagine now that you have the ability once a week, once a month, whatever your team decides, to basically catch up with 3 or 4 different people for quick 7-minute back-to-back one-on-one video chats. That's basically how the Tiny Talk happy hours work. Down here in the bottom right-hand corner is the settings gear. So you can come in here anytime to change things like your account, your profile photo. It's also how you join channels. It's how you invite people to join the app if you don't want to press this button up here, and a bunch of other stuff like helpful frequently asked question pages, tutorials, privacy policy, all that kind of jazz. So that's pretty much it. I mean, now that you've had a chance to download the app, that's basically the key functionality. Tiny Talk's a really great way to keep in touch with friends, family, people from work or school, even if you're not able to really occupy the same physical spaces like you maybe once did. The way we think about it's sort of like chat roulette with your friends, and hopefully not as much of the same kind of weird stuff that happens on chat roulette. It's really just a super lightweight, low commitment way to stay in touch with people who you care about, or to meet people who are in your community as well. So we hope you like this video. We hope you check it out, and stay tuned. There's gonna be a bunch of more videos that sort of show the app functionality, less from the perspective of the tutorial and more just kind of in the app. So yeah, check it out. Thanks.